Chief Justice Emeritus Willy is telling President Ruto that what can be perceived as Eric Omondi's publicity stunt along the Parliament Road signals an uprising that is looming. I don't know what to think about this. My previous analysis, I mentioned about what exactly is playing out here. Now, this is a message that the political kingdom do not really want to hear. It is because the political kingdom flies close to the sun and perhaps maybe the God aspect to Mungu. So what I'm saying here is the political kingdom is close to the sun, and that is why there seems to be a disconnect with the reality on ground. Eric Omondi shared this video.
These are 13 dead cows, and there are more dead cows in this place. And these dead cows represent our dreams, they represent our livelihoods, they represent our desires, and they represent our struggles. They represent our state as a nation. These dead cows are cows today, but tomorrow it is you and me. We must rise up as a people and understand the power that we possess. We have been living in a vicious circle, government after government, and I want to submit to you that it has been done before. When people come together with a common vision to free themselves from their struggles, and in this case, shackles and slavery. We are currently under political and economical slavery that have been purposefully and intentionally and consciously created by politicians. Our politicians are traversing, are perambulating in this nation, politicking with your life, politicking with the lives of your children, politicking with your future and my future. And it has been done before, and we will do it, and I will show you how we will do it. And if we don't act today, our children will have their blood on our hands. If we don't act today, our children have no future. We have to create our children's future today by standing up and letting our voices known. And let me tell you one thing, we must wake up and realize power that we possess as a people. Enough is enough, and the time is now.
Now, that video was shared, and when I saw it, it was the, let me say, a trailer to what was coming. So today, the 21st of February, he led a host of a caucus of some bare-chested men, and they staged demonstration along the Parliament Road, seeking audience with the Speaker of the National Assembly. And you can see what is in the placards there. That kila kitu ko juu, maji ko juu, stima ko juu, taxi ko juu. This is a move that if you watch the demo, they wanted, it was a well-organized thing. I have seen people in Twitter asking, why is it that they were not, maybe it did not announce that they were going there. Probably this was an organized thing, but it didn't come from the blues. Because truth be told, I covered IBC Must Go operation in 2015 while I was working as me in some media house. And I can tell you that these things are normally organized. It's not spontaneous as people may want it to say. And it needs guts, the zeal and deep instincts to take the courage. It actually needs the courage. Apart from, there must be somewhere. It must start somewhere. We have been focusing on Raila rallies, and I think even as the political analysts, we've been paying more attention to what Raila and Ruto allies are saying in the prayer rallies on Sundays and what Raila is also saying in the rallies. But I don't think, maybe we've been picking the wrong direction, because Martha Karua has been saying, this thing is not about Raila, this thing is about Kenyans. And people may be waiting, and I've seen the political class daring Raila that waenda kwa street, enda mandamano. We've been talking about Raila Odinga, kufanya mandamano, all that. But the issue here is not about Raila. And I don't think it is taking the political angle. In fact, if Kenyans can take that route when Raila is not in it. That's it. And let me just make a political observation as I talk about this. Have you realized that Raila seems to be now converging with the youth, but not the old guys? He has left the old guns, and now the youth are in the front line. The gauchos and the Nuruakangas of today are the people that are now in the front line. That was also the concept behind the formation of that youth, that defense movement for defense of democracy. That was also the concept behind it. So youth seems to be taking over the space. And we can undermine or rather underestimate Eric Omondi by saying because he's a celebrity and he seems to be just pushing a publicity stunt as what he's been doing in the past. You can take away everything from it, but there is one thing that we cannot take away. The conversation about the cost of living is gaining traction. This is something that will pile pressure. I've always realized that even me, and we just get to social places with your group, your boys, your people around, and I want to give you a challenge. Just start a conversation. Kidogo tu about the cost of living. Just say, hey, maze, talking niko juu. Try that. You'll realize the way everyone around you will pick up that discussion. And people will be really talking about it. And again, if you're keen, you'll realize that that discussion will not have political tones. No one will drag the name of Raila there. No one will drag the name of Ruto. But they will talk about the government. Kwamba mazee vitu ni mbaya. You will be told. Or, panda taxi. Kwenda ni taxi. Have a conversation with the taxi driver. Kidogo tu, muulize tu mazee job iko aje. Just ask that question, job iko aje. You will get. Utaelewa kwamba things are not as good as maybe some of us in sitting desktop analysis, desktop journalism are saying. This one is one challenge that William Ruto would not want, even UDA would want to take. That discussion, they rather face Raila. Discussion on Raila this, Raila that, Raila wants position on opposition. They either want, they will even be comfortable to have a discussion about what Raila has done, or what Raila is planning, or what Raila rallies and about it. But they will not want a discussion about the cost of living. Can I tell you why? So last month, 2 instances. Waziri Kidiki was in Kiambu. He was launching, just opening some chief's office there. Youth lined up. They lynched him in public, asking for jobs. Government is. The other day when Salim Davadi was in Western attending the Women Caucus, he was confronted by the reality. And he had to say that, look here, what's happening is not our making. We found some of these things in government. So that's what I'm saying, that this is a discussion that Ruto will not want. And I want to tell you why. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. I want to say thank you very much for those who are supporting us. You make this channel grow, and we've grown to this level because of you. I owe it to you as a subscriber here. Ruto will not want this because the cost of living discussion cuts across all demographics, devoid of political affiliation. I can tell you that, you know how narratives are normally managed? The way public perceptions and narratives are managed is you just inject political angle. For example, if Raila is speaking in Kisumu about the price, about something that you think his supporters are getting traction or rather understanding and loving, then also another UDA politician will go and directly speak to his supporters on that and try to twist it. Now this one is one Asemanga, you are a bit cornered. This is not a conversation, this is not a narrative that you will suppress by political tweaking, by tweaking the messages. Because price of unga, hata huyo mtu utaenda kumuongolesha uko Uasin Gishu, ama Kirinyaga, ama Nakuru town, that person is also feeling the pinch on the price of unga. It gets across all. It cuts across. So that is why I can tell you, it's one that, and when you try to defend yourself by hiding behind politics, then even the person you're talking to will understand that you're just becoming diversionary. But in real sense, it is a question that everyone needs an answer. Whether you support UDA or you support Azimio, when it comes to the token, politics doesn't come to play. So that's what I'm telling you. It's better I talk about Raila. But the discussion about the cost of living will have to be here. And that discussion is simply gaining traction day in, day out. Yesterday it was Mathare residents. Today it was Eric Omondi. You don't know who next. University students are also crying out. The other reason why Ruto will not want this is because the cost of living question do not have a quick fix. You know why? Human wants are unlimited. Leo watu wakipunguza bei ya unga na bado umeacha ile token. The story doesn't end there. And you can't solve them once. And you can't fix them once. For example, sahi alitaka kushikisha bei ya unga, huwezi fanya leo. You can't do it because now people are piling pressure. You can't do it like now right away. It needs time. It needs time, and it needs, because of government, you need very meticulous adjustments as far as policy is concerned, budget estimates, and many other aspects. And again, some are even beyond your ability because of international forces around it. So the cost of living does not have a quick fix. If someone brings you to the table, tell us about it. You don't want to go to that table because you don't have an answer. You can't find an answer immediately when people are needing an answer. The other thing is this. It suppresses the personality attacks on Raila Odinga and in the narratives for cost of power. You know, we have the narrative that has come out is Raila is in the street because an attack a handshake. It's very simplistic. So if he doesn't get the handshake, what next? That's it. It's very simplistic to say that the rallies are lobbying for handshake. I've seen Sabina Chege talking about it, and UDA, people around UDA talking about it. But then, when you talk about the cost of living, it is devoid of Raila's name. You know what subsequent consecutive governments normally use is to hide behind Raila. Oh, Raila has done that, so I cannot do it. Raila has done this. Now, this one Kenyans are asking. Three, this is the bombshell that Ruto is facing here. The cost of living hurts most his voting constituency, the people he campaigned, talking to the Kenyan youth. Yes, it actually attacks the Kenyan youth. Those are the people that he said were the hustlers, and he profiled them that he was coming to fix their problems. But then the cost of living, in effect, it cuts hot, but it hits much the youth because one, they're unemployed, so they can't afford the high prices. They don't have jobs, so all the problems are compounded in one. That's what I can tell you. That with what William Ruto is saying, it's terrifying William Ruto.